Thank you for joining us this evening. I am your host, Stuart Blanchet, and this is another episode of Giles Tenderworth's Monsters in the Dark. Episode 12, Calamity Ba. Good evening. China offers one of the oldest cultures that our rich world has to offer. History, arts, erudition, science, mythology, all written by or for immortal emperors, and preserved by their devout historians. This in a time when most cultures are too busy preserving their hate for each other and their fear for that which is different. From the annals of Chinese history and poetry, we have tales of dragon, of Kirin, and of the Yellow Emperor. When beset by forces twice the size of his own, and the combined magics of 72 shamans, and the summoned gods of wind and rain, the Yellow Emperor called his daughter down from heaven, Ba, to aid him. She came down from her paradise, and with the aid of her father's self-pointing chariot, managed to dispel the Chiyu fogs, to defeat the shamans, and to cast away both gods of wind and rain. She led her father's forces to victory, despite the overwhelming odds. But when the sun rose over the battlefield the next day, the Yellow Emperor found his daughter cast down, drained by the very heavenly powers she had used to save him. And he wept, where his tears struck the earth, evaporated the blood and death from the battlefield, but also the life from the soil. He drained his land, casting aside a year's worth of crops to save the precious daughter that he loved. But doing so had consequences. He had bound his daughter to the earth, and she would never again return to heaven. And when he eventually ascended to take his rightful place in heaven, he abandoned his daughter to the mortal realm, leaving her bereft of her father's love and filled with a void that none but he could satisfy. She has wandered the world ever since. Wherever Ba, daughter of the Yellow Emperor, goes, calamity is sure to follow. To the plentiful land she brings drought and death. To the barren one she brings flood and pestilence. And yet none of this can resolve the bitterness in her heart, nor can it assuage her sorrow. To protect yourself from Calamity Ba, you must be well prepared and have a long-term plan. The initial encounter is often disastrous to the local farmland. However, if you as a community welcome her with open arms and give her a place to rest, a place where she may feel safe. If you can, for but a moment, allow her to forget her father's abandonment, your crops may indeed be spared. Be warned that she never lingers more than a year in any one place, except in her father's lands. For there her great bitterness draws her to linger, and the people of those lands have long since moved to more predictable climes. The Calamity Ba is both powerful and fragile. She has strange mannerisms that should not be commented upon, and her method of departure, her warmth, her openness, should she receive any ridicule from her customs, well, all your work in welcoming her could very well be wasted. Fare thee well into the dark. Celebrate your neighbors, your friends, your family, your community. Celebrate, too, your villains and your strangers. As a community, be as kind as you can be. And if you value your lives, wait until the wind subsides before letting down your guard. This has been another episode of Giles Tenderworth's Monsters in the Dark. Please take the time to like and subscribe to our channel, and spare a moment and visit our Kickstarter. Until next time, I am your host, Stuart Blanchet. Good night.